and welcome everyone to this fabulous opportunity to get together. It's so exciting. So I'm just going to flip through here. Originally, what we wanted to do is we wanted to have all the chapters come that could come because they don't get a chance to get together, but they're being represented by all of you. So very nice. These are all the chapter logos. Australia, our regular logo, the flamingos, the Chesapeake crabs, Western States, UK, IPE. This is Lone Stars and our Chicago chapter. And just briefly, a few guidelines. Please mute yourself if you are not sharing. Sometimes we get the background as we've heard. I think most of you already are adhered to that on the Zoom calls. Questions and remarks are encouraged. We love it. We want the interaction, and we just basically want you to have a good time. That's what it's all about. And once I progress the presentation, the person whose treasure it is can begin sharing, and you can share whatever you want, what you love about it, if you have questions about it, just anything that you would like to share about your treasure. Any questions? Okay. All right. So again, I was at the UK chapter last Saturday, and they have from the UK chapter. So this was like the fourth take, by the way, for that. But I thought it was really sweet, and I love that they wanted to do that. Okay, Virginia.
All right. Well, I worked hard to come up with something to meet the theme of social gatherings. This is a Yardley Bond Street ad that shows a garden party at Buckingham Palace. And there's a number of Yardley ads in the virtual museum, and they all tend to show different London scenes. So this was 1949. And here's another gathering, Ball of Versailles. And on my phone, this is so small, I can't read what I wrote without my glasses here.
You want me to read what you wrote?
I got the glasses now. So the label depicts women at Versailles based on a partial detail of the painting Bal à Versailles by the artist Fragonard. The label on the reverse includes there's a E. It's a European designation on the commercial bottles, means estimated. And they started using that in 1976. So just a little shout out to an article that's on our website on dating commercial bottles. It has a bunch of little tips like this that are handy sometimes in dating your commercial bottles.
Plus, it's great perfume.
Yeah. And I should thank Helen for the information about the artist. She has a lot of that kind of information to our virtual museum. And this last one is a folded pocket calendar advertising festival by Jeremy. Starting in the late 1800s to, actually, I think there's one in the virtual museum up to the 1970s. They would create these pocket calendars as advertisements with the idea that if a lady kept this pocket calendar in her purse, then every time she took it out, she'd be reminded of the perfume. These days, we don't need them because we all use the calendar on our phones. But anyway, so one of our IPBA website themes was how quickly the years passed by. I think it was last year at New Year's. And we have over 70 different perfume advertising calendars, like I said, from the 1890s through about 1970. That's it.
All right.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Ooh. Alfonso. Oh, that's pretty.
Alfonso?
Yes, this is one of my last founded, and it was very peculiar because this perfume bottle have 4 stoppers and 4 compartments for perfume. I don't have too much information about it, but it's a beautiful bottle. It's small. I can have it in my hand. And there is 2 smaller stoppers and 2 bigger ones. I fill them with colored liquid inside to see how it looks like, and it's flashing the bottle. The cut is very, very good made. The crystal is a very good quality. The other side, the bottom is all worked, and everything is very, very detailed. And it's one very exquisite and rare piece. We are going to make researches about it. And I don't know if it is Czech or made in Portugal or Bohemian or Italian, maybe. It could be also made in Portugal. But it's we have Lalique have done something similar for D'Orsay with 4 compartments, but it's in another versions. I think for make some kind of bottle with 4 compartments, it's very difficult work for a crystal maker. Any clues about?
Alfonso, where did you find it?
In Lisbon.
At an antique store or?
No, in a store for second-hand store for ladies.
You're kidding. Oh my gosh. That
Yeah.
was a find. Beautiful.
Alfonso, I sent you an email. I believe there's
Yes.
one for sale now in Portugal. You talked about you thought it might be Portuguese glass. I think,
Yeah.
didn't I send that to you or am I hallucinating?
Mhm.
I sent it to you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alfonso, how heavy is the glass?
It's about 400 grams.
But it feels the feel of it. It's fairly thick glass. It looks like to me
Crystal.
from
Looks like crystal.
yeah.
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 Gorgeous.
Yeah.
When it is empty, without it's about 400 grams, and with full, it's a more 100 grams of liquid inside with the 4 compartments.
Amazing thing.
Beautiful.
Great find. Is that one
Really?
of the things you got at the flea market?
No, in the second-hand store.
That's marvelous.
In the flea market, I found today this one. It's a set, a vanity set, made in Portugal. It's by a factory called IPBA. The inside is a milk glass, and there is another glass outside. It is a blow. We have to do the white inside, and after they cover in another glass, and they make like these figures.
Yeah.
We can see here the jar. It's all white inside, and they have the color outside. And here the lid of the box. There is 6 pieces, one atomizer, and the bottle and the box. And it's Portuguese made. It's about if we open the atomizer, it is plastic inside. It's not. It's from the 60s or 70s. Mhm. It is my last find this morning.
Tomorrow's another day, Alfonso.
Wow.
Yes, one is another day. Yeah, that's true.
Very good. Thank you, Alfonso.
Thank you.
Mine. Okay. I guess I'm on now at this point, I believe. This is my bottle that I found in the bottom of a dark, dark case in a dark, dark antique shop, 6 Mile Road, it was called, antique store, located between Chicago and Milwaukee. And that was in 1989. And they had put it in the bottom because the box lid had fallen off. And I pounced on it, and I have never seen, this is the only example that I've ever seen of this bottle and box complete.
Oh,
It is also shown in Ken Leach's book, and that example shown is my example. And I never have publicized it before because I didn't want to, I don't know. Anyway, this is it. Ken sold the cologne bottle for this particular bottle, I guess in 2022, I believe for $36,000.
oh,
Okay.
This is okay. This is okay. This is a Maurice Meilleur design. He did the little snow fairy. And it's sous la neige, that's under the snow. And the great thing about this bottle is it shows the Sevillanes Mountains, and they are on the front of the bottle. And when you put the bottle in the box, you can see the back illustration of the mountains through the box. And the box is treated a certain way. And I'll have to read what Ken said about it. Let's see here. Rarely used finishing technique of chemical application during cooling, giving the surface a pearly rainbow effect as snow would reflect sunlight. Anyway, that's mine, and that's my baby, and I'm not going anywhere with it. It's mine.
Wow.
Fabulous. All right. Thank you, Helen. Beth, is Beth still on the call? I think she dropped off.
I'm here.
Oh, good. Okay, Beth.
I actually purchased this with something else. It just came with it. And I thought it was kind of cute when I got it. And I've been looking ever since to find out who made it, where it came from. There's absolutely no markings on it. One of the little eyes fell off, so I put a sequin back in place. Does anybody have any ideas who could have made it, where it came from? I have none, and I can't find anything on it.
I expect it's not all that old from the way the
No, I don't think
glass
it is.
Yeah, that'd be the only, the only guess I could make.
But it's kind of cute.
it is.
It's very sturdy. It looks like pot metal, enameled wings, and the glass is well made. It doesn't feel like cheap glass, but no ideas. I can't find anything on it.
Now the bottle is in there. You can't remove the bottle, right?
No, you cannot.
Okay, that's another thing that might make it more recent, I think.
Okay, it's firmly attached.
And it doesn't smell like perfume.
No, it has never. I don't think it's ever held.
That's what I was suspecting. Yeah, more in the decorative line. Yeah,
it's more in the decorative line.
And his little thing going down into the bottle is also metal.
Yes, it is. It unscrews from the top. You can unscrew it.
Oh.
You can unscrew the little metal thing. The dauber.
The dauber. Yeah.
The dauber.
Yeah.
But
how interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah. I've looked in.
Beth, why don't you submit this to Treasures Found when they start making items for next convention?
Okay.
And, where did you find it? I'm sorry, I missed that if you said it.
I found it on eBay.
Oh, okay.
What did when you send it along to Treasures Found, we need measurements and all that kind of good stuff.
Okay, well, I can give you I have measured it. It's about 3 inches long.
Okay, I'm just suggesting when you submit it, you know, you're gonna have to remind me, right?
Okay.
And show how it comes apart. You said that the dabber unscrews. I think that would be of interest also.
Yeah, the dauber.
Lay it out like that and then unscrew the dabber from the topper and take a picture of that, because I know some people might find that interesting. I don't know.
And maybe show the top and the bottom.
Okay.
Whatever.
Just helpful. I think it's adorable.
I thought it was real cute. I just have no idea, and I've looked and looked, but can't find anything on it.
Okay.
Did it
I was
come with
hoping
something similar, or is the bottle that it came with totally different?
what was not compact, a little frog, which is had a solid, but it was known. So I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
well labeled, and it was like it was a throwaway, or like just put this in with it, and the other one was I bought that and knew what it was. It was labeled, well labeled, but
Yeah.
this wasn't, and nothing with it. Whatever. Here it
Okay.
is.
Well, thank you. Very cute.
You're welcome.
So the next one is
Oh,
Dawn.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, that's mine. I wanted this Segalia Rogeri Gallet bottle forever. And I couldn't believe it was at our Boston convention, not in the showroom, but at the marketplace.
wow.
And so I made a beeline for it. And yeah, so this is, I mentioned one of the things I collect, I love Lalique. And so this is around from 1911, and it is with the box. The box only has a little bit of damage in the upper left area, but not really too much. Yeah, and my husband wasn't very happy that I bought this, but he was with me and he said, "You're really buying that?" And I said, "It's once in a lifetime."
Yeah, yeah. It is. And isn't it balsa wood that the box is made of? Am I remembering? Yeah,
Yes.
very, very light and easy to break. So this is
Yes,
wonderful.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was a whole set in Ken's auction that I forgot. I have the price.
Yeah. Oh, well, that was, well, forget about that.
Yes, I know. That was crazy.
Yeah, I did watch that. Oh,
Yeah.
my.
So here's the front, and then on the left side is the side, one of the sides.
Very cool. So each corner has a cicada.
Yes.
Very nice.
And since there were so many cicadas here, in the Chicago, some of the Chicago area, especially where I live, I said, "Oh, I have to have this."
You were using any way you could to buy it.
Right.
Is there any damage to the bottle, or is it?
No, not at all.
Wow.
It's perfect, 100% perfect.
Fantastic.
Really?
Mhm.
You got yourself a real treasure there, so you made out pretty good.
Right, and that's from our convention. So I encourage everybody to try and go to convention if you can.
Next, let's see, this is Dawn as well. Wow.
Yes, so this is a Thomas Webb. It's the only cameo perfume bottle I have. I wish maybe someday I can get another one, but it does have the sterling silver top with the English hallmarks, and I thought it was really different because you can see how the top comes off, and it has this thin chain attached to the neck. And I just like the colors. It's of course, when there's no light on it, or in the evening when light's not coming through our house and it's dark, then the background color is darker. But it has pink and white flowers on all sides.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because so the front side, the front side is the left, and then the right side is a back photo.
How big is it, Dawn?
Probably like 6.5 inches.
Wow.
Yeah, it's big. It's tall. Very different.
That is.
And it looks like you could probably figure out who made the silver as well, right? Because there's enough hallmarks there.
There are, but I have not figured that out yet.
Yeah, well,
I can tell you it's Horton and All Day, H&A.
H&A, thank you. I was wondering what H&A stood for.
Horton and All Day.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you. That's fabulous.
Yes.
So Martin, does that give it a year, a circa?
Well, I was told it was, yeah, like late 1800s.
Probably Birmingham. It's you just Google Birmingham date letters and you'll better find it.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. Now you don't have to crack a book.
Right, Birmingham date letters. Okay, thank you.
And Halton and all day, I think is what he said.
Gorgeous. And that color, what's that color?
Well, it's like this, yeah, it's like a greenish.
There's three colors. It's unusual because it's three colors. So
it is unusual.
That's beautiful.
Sometimes called citron.
There you go.
Yeah, citron, white, and
Yes,
pink.
that's what I thought.
I mean,
Wow,
the
that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get that, Dawn?
Oh, I bought it from an auction in the UK.
In UK, of course.
Very nice.
Thank you.
All right, so Share Terry. Here's one of your items.
Yes, I bought the atomizer in Prague. So, oh, wouldn't you know? The doorbell rings and the dog barks. Can you get back to me later, Terry?
Sure, I'll come back
The
to
dog
you.
barked.
So here's Skip, Share Terry, and I don't believe Jen is on.
Well, this is spectacular.
Oh,
I don't
wow,
have,
this
she didn't
is.
send me any information on it.
Versailles.
Who could speak to this?
This is
know.
amazing. For Shirley, do you have information?
I think it's from the 70s. It's Belle of Versailles, just the very high-end version. It's all Sèvres porcelain,
Yes.
the body with a gold top and then silver at the very tip of it. And the when you open up the case, it leans backwards, so it doesn't sit straight up. So it rather protects it, because I have one downstairs in my case.
Oh.
Far away from the front. And it was just a high-end version of Belle of Versailles. And I guess I don't know much about the faces on I think they're called caryatids.
Yes.
Kind of Greek.
Yes, a column, double-faced column, base. Yeah.
And that's all.
I'm sorry, architectural column.
Yeah.
Okay, so she sent this to me for the virtual museum. Belle of Versailles was originally released in 1962. This was a limited edition of 100 collector's bottle released in 1969. The bottle was designed by Leon Lyritz, a sculptor whose works grace the Paris Opera House. The bottle was manufactured by the National Porcelain Manufacturer of Sèvres. Sèvres. And the Biscuit de Sèvres white matte finish. Janus was the Roman god of beginnings and endings, transitions and doorways, and is always depicted with two faces. So this is like a female Janus, and it's called Belle of Versailles Janusette.
Wow. Very good. Wow.
Very nice.
7.5 inches high.
So is this gold or?
That's gold.
And do you think this is a saint or something?
It's a depiction of a female Janus, the
okay.
Greek or Roman goddess.
But even on the top lid, it is the very
So Janus means two-faced, so that would be the white part.
right. So the silver part is what Terry was asking about.
Looks like a what do you call it? A spire of water? What am I trying to say? Spurt of water, spray?
It says silver cap depicts water from a fountain
Yeah,
surrounded
there
by
you go. Yeah.
carat gold.
Okay. Anyone else have any input?
That's where we get the name January, and it's the god of looking to the back, to the future, and to the future.
Exactly.
Yeah. And two-faced is also a bad idea, usually, but in this case, it's a good idea.
Oh.
We have chemicals and compounds in the pharmaceutical business that are the same mirror images, and they're called Janus.
Ah, how interesting. Wow. Okay.
Okay. Excellent. Beautiful, beautiful perfume bottle. Okay, Peggy.
Okay. I looked and looked at my collection, could not see anything that I could be in, the social scene or whatever it was supposed to be. So I decided to go with something that I don't usually collect, which is commercial. And the thing about these commercials is all of the hardware was produced by DeVilbiss.
Huh.
These.
Okay. I'll be darned.
And Helen, you have one.
I do.
Yes, you do. You bought it from me.
Oh, I guess.
What it was. I sold it.
Yeah, I'll have to go look. I'm sure I do, but I just not right now. It's not ringing a bell.
What does it say on the front of the blue?
It's
the
Evening
label?
in Paris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the Evening in Paris.
Okay.
Bourgeois.
Bourgeois. Bourgeois.
Well, I know I have the DeVilbiss perfume for Hudnut, but I didn't remember that I had that one.
Oh, we have that one as well.
You don't have this one. You have a Richard Hudnut.
Ah, there we go. Now you've mentioned the right word. Hudnut.
I have that one. My mom has that one in her collection.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I was going to say, gosh, I don't think I have that one, but I didn't want to, contradict. You're right. I have the Hudnut.
Yeah.
Peggy, what year do you think this came out?
Well, I don't know. Let's see. I've got Toby's book here. What does he say?
Looks old.
36.
I was going to say pre-World War II is what I was going to guess.
Well, and it still had both of the Evening in Paris bottles have the metal draw tube, the siphon tube. But if you look at it, the one on the right is square and the one on the left is rounded.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes.
I don't know if it went for a different size because both of the bottles are the same size. And this little one in front is the same hardware as the one on the box. It's the rounded version. And the bottom of that bottle is marked made in Austria.
Huh. Wow.
So I don't know if that was for Evening in Paris. I doubt it because of the color of the bottle.
Yeah.
I think they put everything in the dark blue.
Yeah.
But Toby lists the list of companies that they sold to was Cody. Well, it's supposed to be Hudnut, but it's spelled wrong. Bourgeois.
I noticed that. Yeah. Oh dear.
Lenthric, Elizabeth Arden. It's Lengyel.
Lengyel or Lengel. I don't know. One of the two, right?
And Prince Machiavelli. They did all those companies. So
I guess it's the hard G because he also spelled his name Lengale and it was pronounced Lengel. So I suppose that is how his name would have been originally, even though it's spelled Lengel.
But Helen, if you have Toby and Marty's book,
yes,
look at page 308.
Okay, I'll take it. Oh yeah, I've got it. Page 308.
An example of the bottle that you bought.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought I remembered now the Hudnut, but when you said I had a Richard Evening in Paris, I'm sitting there going, okay, maybe I do.
But
okay.
I just thought it was,
there it is. There's my Hudnut bottle. Yes.
This is the bottle that you bought from me. It's
yes, exactly. Yes. Now we're on the same page, as they say.
Okay. I never knew this. The first bottle that I bought is the clear one on the left, which was back probably 2001, 2002, something like that, way before the book came out. And I bought it because, you just look at that atomizer hardware and it was like, oh my God, it's screaming Art Deco.
Yes. Yeah.
And that is my favorite period. I'm very drawn to the Art Deco period. And when I think I had the blue one on the left. So I knew it was from Richard Hudnut, but you know, I had no idea that it was the link was still to the Villas Company. And it wasn't until Marty's and Toby's book came out
I think
that
it's eau de cologne, isn't it? As I remember.
it's the eau de cologne.
Yeah.
And what they did was they packaged it with the screw top on the bottle and the perfume in it.
Yeah.
And then you got the atomizer hardware also. So that you could, you know, when you were ready, you know, got it home, you took the little screw cap off and you put the atomizer hardware on. And I'm sure the screw caps are probably scarce because what would you do with it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, after you took it off, you'd probably pitch it into the trash.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, excuse me. This bottle's the only one that has anything on the bottom. And
yeah, that's sick, yeah.
I could not find anything under Richard Hudnut that with that name, that Violet Sec.
Oh, yeah, violet sec. That's just dry violets. He had like, oh, I don't know, 28 different variations for violet. Believe it or not. So that was his most important scent name, but there were all sorts, you know, Parisian violets, Italian violets, violet sec, violet, you know, et cetera, on and on and on. So that was a big deal with him. I guess he liked violets.
Yeah. The bottles are about 7 inches tall. And according to the one bottle, they hold 5 ounces. And they all had the glass siphon tubes.
Yeah.
So I think
probably pretty early, maybe 20.
Estimated it at 1935.
Oh, okay, 35.
As far as the
1935.
Yeah, but I just got the green one just a few weeks ago, the screw tap one. I've had the so now I've have
Well, I've never seen the green one before, actually.
Yeah.
I've seen the blue and the clear.
Actually, I bought that one from Canada. And but like I said, just something that you wouldn't expect, but that, you know, I guess according to Toby's book, it was the big money maker for the Bilbus is producing the hardware. Yeah. In fact, he said that he has documentation that I'm trying to remember which Cody ordered 1.5 million of the spray tops in 1946.
Yeah, I think I've got one of those too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that, you know.
But they're kind of dumpy next to this. I think they're small, as I recall. Much smaller.
The one you bought for me is just maybe 2.5 inches tall. Like I said, it is pictured on that 308. And I've never seen another one since.
Thank you. My mother thanks you, my father thanks you, and my Hudnut raving Jean thanks you.
At least I know it's in a good home with lots of companies of cousins.
Oh yeah. Yeah, another Hudnut nut.
Very nice. Thank you, Peggy. Sheer Terry, are you ready? Are you on?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Let me go back to your.
Yeah, social gathering theme. Well, that flummoxed me also. So I decided to bring out a trio that I put together one piece at a time. And the first was the atomizer, which I purchased in Prague. And then I got a bottle. And then the powder box, or maybe you'd call it a trinket box, that is very heavy, nice crystal. There's no chips or anything on any of them.
Oh.
I'll have to check this out with the members now. Is it true that in Czechoslovakia between the wars, they exported most of their bottles and therefore you wouldn't necessarily find many in Prague that were created during the interwar period.
Jerry, are you on?
You need to ask Marcia Crafts that.
Oh, okay.
I have one similar of that with did you see
Yes.
the stopper?
Jerry, can
But
you
the
see?
base is quite the same as yours.
Yes, it
And
was
there is
harder
also
to see.
the box.
Oh, okay. That does look like mine. Yeah, it's heavy, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a beautiful piece of glass.
Mhm.
So anyway, this was
yes.
built one piece at a time. Yep.
I think you're correct that the bottles were not available in Prague in that period of time. They all were exported. It was really hard to find any perfume bottles there at the time. And I did find a shop that had samples, but you couldn't buy any of them. And so, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I bought that atomizer maybe over 20 years ago, and I don't remember if I found very many to choose from or not, but I liked it because it's kind of a subtle gray color, and it's rose. The pattern is roses, which you can see, best on the regular bottle. Where did I get it? I guess I covered that. Yep, that's it. That's my story. I do like that trio of bottles and, well, vanity items.
Beautiful.
And you were talking about when you go and you learn about something new, and then there you are, you want to get something. Yes, thank you. Whoever gave the presentation on evening in Paris several years ago. Okay, then I had to get some evening in Paris. And then De Vilbiss, when we were down in Spartanburg, and the member there had a big De Vilbiss collection. So I have one of those too. But anyway, Peggy, I'm very much into Art Deco. I started my interest with the Art Deco Society, which is international society. And that's how I kind of segued into the bottles.
So Alfonso, you were saying?
It's old rose or something like that. That's violet.
I wonder if the rose is applied. I guess it's applied.
No, I think he's working on it. No,
It was
it's not.
it was probably blown separately, or was it blown in a mold? Can you tell if
It was
blown in a mold?
definitely blown in
Yeah.
a mold.
Yes, like the body of the bottle.
Yes, the gray areas were part of the mold, and then they were later stained to get the gray color.
Mhm.
Okay.
Even in the box.
Oh, look at that.
The
Very
flea
nice.
market find too.
What did you say, Alfonso? What did he say?
Find out at the flea market.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
I don't know
Those
about
of
y'all.
us
wanna
going
go
on
to
the
your flea
Lisbon
market.
trip, we're going to this flea market, by the way.
Yes, I'm going to that flea market.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
Barbara Miller. Oh my. This is a beautiful thing. Martin, can you talk about this? Do you have any information since Barbara, I don't believe, is on the call?
It obviously looks like Jasper ware from Wedgwood, but I can't see some hallmarks. I don't know if they're English hallmarks or not. So whether they're English, other people did make Jasper ware other than Wedgwood. Classical scenes, so typical, but unusual to see them as atomizers. Is it one? It's just one. Is it one?
Yeah, this is one bottle, front, back,
Yeah.
and side.
Yeah. So again, I say it looks like English hallmarks there.
It might be that the atomizer part was added
Yeah,
later.
that's what I was going to say, but I don't want to be, too.
It'd be
I mean,
interesting.
it would be quite late if it's atomizer. It probably is going to be quite late. I can't imagine it's going to be early.
Yeah.
On the most right photo, it does look like there's a lion face for London, but I can't quite tell what the hallmarks are on the middle
I think
photo.
it's upside down, isn't it? I think you'd have to, I don't know.
No, from what I can tell, it's spot on, as they say.
Oh,
But I
okay.
think
my eyes are so bad, I can't tell, but yeah, you're probably right.
But I do think the atomizer part was
added
on because it's a
marriage.
little different color metal. It looks
You're
like
right.
it's not silver like the collar. That would be my best guess, but
Yeah.
Susan, I wanted to mention how much I enjoyed your article in the current PBQ on the Rickensecker. How do you say it?
Ricksecker.
Ricksecker.
Thank you.
It reminds me of this bottle a bit.
Yes.
Blue and white.
Yeah, Schaefer and Vodder does do some very similar.
Susan, if the atomizer was added later, the collar would have already been with screw threads to accept an atomizer.
Well, so, I think, it would be worth seeing it in your hand. It may have been retooled. I don't know. It just doesn't look right to me, Sherry. I don't know.
Yeah, it does have that sort of brass ring in the middle that is different metal, but I don't know. The whole apparatus, including the collar, would have had to have been added later, I think, if it wasn't original.
Oh, okay. It'd be nice. Maybe we can bribe her to bring it to convention. So
that would be great. I would love that.
I'll mention it.
It looks tiny. She can just tuck it in her suitcase somewhere.
Oh, okay, well, thank you for your input. I wish Barbara had been here. This was also Barbara's.
Ooh, la la. Look at this.
Looks like there's parking places inside here too, if you pull in this way.
Beautiful.
Anybody have any input on this? It looks Czech.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think it looks Austrian.
Austrian?
Jules, you may be right. What is that? I'm looking, oh, I see. It's the top of the box.
Yeah, this looks like a Kathy Dunn piece. With all the jewelry.
Totally. Female figural and jeweled.
There you go.
Love it.
There's no word at the bottom, is there? Look between the.
This is a long zoom.
I see a topaz stone and a blue stone. And it almost looks like there's a word down there. Am I hallucinating?
Down here?
Yes. Is that a word?
It's the name of our organization is IPBA.
Right here?
Yes.
And today is IPBA Day.
Word.
So it's people from
She
all
needs
over
to
the
be muted
world on
again.
the Zoom.
I don't know, Helen, I think it might be the glare.
Probably. But I'm always looking for something.
Oh, yeah.
Look a little bit like there's an indentation there, but you're right. It could be the glare.
If you look
what a
at
beautiful color. Isn't that unusual coloring?
Yeah, I love the colors.
I think
it says Barbara Miller.
Helen, I think what you're seeing is a reflection, a flash reflection. Because if you look at the top, there's on either side, there's
yeah, I do see. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
And a marquee in the center. So
yeah.
And I kept looking for the little butterfly somewhere, but no little butterfly. Yeah. You're probably right. It's probably Austrian with all those jewels.
But she did get the theme right.
Yes.
The gathering. Yeah, the gathering.
And the flamingos, we take creative license, and whatever the theme is, we do kind of wrap it around and do all kinds of things that aren't what you would think would be the standard, in this case, social gathering.
Well, you're showing it at a gathering anyway.
That's right.
There you go.
So.
Okay, well, thank you. Shirley, this is you.
This is me. So, I told you earlier that yesterday I spent the whole day running back and forth at somebody's apartment, helping them with mother's goodies. And these were some of the things that I took away from yesterday's visit. The time before, I came home with a load of other things. Now, not everything was meant for me. There are some things, so I guess social gathering. One of the bottles, I think in the next picture, might show, no, it's not that one. Go one further, please. I don't even see it. There was a large size of the bottle Treasure. There,
yes. Okay.
now, my reason for social, this one is about 4 inches tall. It's not your typical little one that
2.5 or whatever.
Yeah.
One and, or 1 3/4. I don't know. It's pretty small.
Yeah, that's right. This is a tall one. And I guess part of social gathering and having friends in IPBA is that I bought this one very specifically for Chris Gardner in Australia.
Oh,
She said that she desperately wanted this, and I said, I saw one. So that was one of my reasons for going back to, driving back 60 miles and spending the whole day there, was to get this for Chris Gardner. Anyway, let's go back to the others. So in here, we've got 2 empty boxes. The one at the very top, the cream colored one, I have no idea what goes in it, but
it's Gruyere, isn't it?
It's Gruyere. There was nothing in the collection that was there because Mother had taken apart the bottles and the boxes. And so I was there putting stoppers and boxes and bottles together.
Oh boy.
It was quite an undertaking. Example, the Luban bottle, which I did take home. I looked at the box and I looked at the bottles. I said, this is it. And so I figured that one out. But the Gruyere, no idea whatsoever. There's a little bottle off beside the little green bottle. There is on the left-hand side, that one was labeled Rami. Yeah, and it really is a pretty little thing. Nothing so special, but I have something else Rami, so I figured it needed a friend. The box at the back that you see at the top left-hand side, I think there might be a picture in the next.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Lancome, yeah.
This box I had seen easily 15 years ago in the same lady's collection. And at the time I didn't buy it. And I was it bothered me for 15 years that I didn't buy it. So now opportunity, and now all I have to do is fill it with a bottle of Queer, which means leather, for Lancome. It's a big, chunky bottle because I really love Lancome. So that's one of the things, one of the reasons that I bought that one. And let's go back a bit. I'll see if there's anything else really interesting. I like the little bottle on the left here because it says de lettres. And I don't know I don't know much about it. The stopper was pretty, was all gold covered, empty, but it was still sealed. So I like that. And the Luban bottle that I had to figure out the box was a lesser version of Ocean Blue.
Yeah. Dolphin. Yeah, the dolphin.
Yeah, because there was
also came in the beige box, only beige, with and the other bottles for the same fragrances too.
Sorry, tell me that again.
It comes also in a different box, with the same box but in another color.
Oh, okay.
And there is also the Ocean Blue in another bottle, also in a beige color.
Oh, okay. Because there were some other Lubans, but I left most of those behind. I will be posting pictures on the IPBA site with an email address, so if people want to shop, they can. What else did I buy there? Well, this is what I took.
What's the double? Looks like a double heart black.
I have no idea. And apparently, when I Googled it, when I Google Lensed it when I got home, it says that it's a fairly current necklace, but it's not new. And I only bought it because it was all
Yeah, it's from the 1940s. It's called Perfume. Let's see. Perfume Française, and they did replicas.
okay.
And mostly you see it in clear. I've never seen it in black. You could
I
buy them like at a gift store, maybe
Mhm.
40 years ago for $10 empty. The bottle would be empty, and it was, based on a French model of the blah blah like that. I
Yeah.
think there's an article in the PBQ, and I think the catalog for that company is also in the Virtual Museum.
Okay, because I saw it online with a lot of gold on the flowers, and I saw it as a necklace.
Yeah, no.
But I only bought it because it was black glass, nothing more
Yeah.
than
Yeah, I have not seen it in the black glass. This is one of these models. I think that it floats around and has been used by different people through years.
Exactly.
Yeah, this might be older than the other that I just mentioned.
Okay. Now, one of the other things I wanted to, I don't think there are any more pictures. I think that's it for me. One of the other things I wanted to share with you, I'm going to see if I can reverse my camera. I don't know if I can do this. I'm going to try. I want to, oh, here it is. I see the little thing.
Yeah, it should be at the bottom. Yeah.
Well, on me, it's on the top.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Okay, let's see. I don't know if I can do this.
You can just hold it in front of your face, Shirley.
Okay. But the thing, okay, let me see if I can put it back up. Because I'm not seeing myself. This is the big deal.
Okay, you got to go up.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, I got it. Got my face. And now we want to reverse. Now, oh, there it is. Now, you see that great big bottle?
Yes.
Yes.
Right beside my coffee cup in my messy office? That is, now we'll go back. Well, it's not, I won't go back yet. I found this last week at a big antique show here in Toronto for no money, and I took one look at it and I knew it was a Mary Chess.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's Mary Chess factice, and I didn't even know that they made them that big. And that was Mary Chess, and it's got a, the top is all cork.
Yeah.
And half of the cork had fallen in, and but I couldn't leave it there.
Yeah, in the chess set.
Yeah, in the chess set. But this one is
the factice.
It's a more than a foot tall.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So I thought that was a really interesting, fun find. So who knows what I'll do with that one? But it's there anyway. Get rid of that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I think that's all I want to add. But I will be putting some of those pictures on. I know that there are people looking for all kinds of things. There was a lot of Corday, a lot of Caron, a lot of Guerlain, lots of everything. There's Luban. So I'll put it on, and I'm going to list her. And she said it was okay to list her email address so that you can deal directly with her. And that's the fun part of all of this.
Yeah. Very nice. Thank you. So let's move on. So this is from Terry Chappell Boyd, our IPBA past president. It's you, and as you all know, she is an Elizabeth Arden collector, an expert.
She believes Elizabeth Arden, doesn't she?
Yes. And I'm going to read what she told me to say. Figural bottles are extremely popular and coveted amongst Elizabeth Arden collectors, such as this Baccarat, It's You bottle by Elizabeth Arden from 1939. The four elements for this bottle are the hand with the ring, holding a vase-style bottle with a rose stopper, and ruffled cuffs. Note the different colors of enamel and glass. And she said there are 3 or 4 more colorations.
Wow.
And she won't quit. She has every color.
Yeah, yeah, aren't they beautiful? Oh my gosh. And
That
then
was
she
my
has
mom's favorite. That was my mom's favorite bottle. I have several of those as
wonderful.
well.
Thank you. That's fabulous. But of course, Terry has the patent, and she wanted me to point out that, okay, so F.N. Lewis here,
Florence. Yep.
is the assigner to Elizabeth Arden, who filed for a patent on June 11th, 1938, and it was granted on August 16th, 1938. So F.N. Lewis was Elizabeth Arden. She was Florence Nightingale Graham, and she opened the Elizabeth Arden Salon in 1910. She married Thomas Lewis in 1915. So she was Florence Nightingale Lewis. And other patents that she has are signed F.N. Graham or Ian Graham, even Elizabeth Nightingale Graham. So she wanted us to take a look at the patent drawing on the bottle against the...
Yeah, it's opposite.
It's opposite.
It's reversed.
Exactly. So she wanted to know if there were any comments, and Susan just had one. The hand is turned in a different direction.
Yeah.
Well, the ruffle looks
Is there a
different.
left and a right? Is there a left and a right version available then? Because usually the patent is as it is made, or as, I mean, could there be another version? I've only seen the one that she's got.
photograph?
Yeah, I don't know.
The ruffle looks different too.
Maybe for some reason it was harder to make the way that so in the patent, you can tell that the fingers are separated.
Yeah,
yeah,
you're right.
See, on the
Yeah,
left drawing, the fingers are separated. Maybe the manufacturer couldn't make it exactly like that. I don't know.
Baccarat, right? It's Baccarat, right?
Baccarat, yes.
Yeah.
So then we're going to look at one more slide here with the patent and the different hand.
Well, that is different.
Wow.
So the fingers are kind of more together.
Yeah, they are together.
Go back and look at mine. I don't know.
Really?
But you can see the excellent details of the finished bottle. And then she wanted me to show you all of this again. So all of these do look the same, don't they?
Yeah. I think the drawing is somewhat crude. Not that I'm an artist, so I'm not going there, but
it's flat, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, and it's not as lifelike as I think the bottles actually are. I think the bottles look more humanistic, if you will, versus the drawing, but
yeah, they're pretty beautiful. All right, thank you.
I had noticed that before. That's good.
I thought at first there were two of them that didn't have the rings, but now that I get closer, you can see that the rings are there. They're just not
enameled onto it.
Well, it
second
looks
and,
like
second
they
and
are,
five
a little
are not enameled.
metal gold.
Yeah,
I mean,
the ring is there. You're right, but it's not enameled on second and five, number 2 and number 5.
To me, this almost looks like a stone has been applied, but I guess not.
Actually, I was going to say it looks like an actual ring with the gold hardware and then the rhinestone.
Ooh, helping hands at home, maybe.
I don't know. The gold one to me looks like the ultra piece there. I don't know,
agree
maybe
with you, Susan. Yeah.
It's so delicate. Look at the little ledging on the lace.
The dots, yeah, and then it's got the ruffled edge. That's nice.
Yeah,
nice
so
touch.
pretty. Okay, well, thank you. The next one is from Kip White. This is June Rose by Morney.
Morney is very high-end English. I have a beautiful fan for the Mornay company. It seems like everything they did was just, primo high-end deluxe. Like that. Look at that box.
Love the presentation. box.
Yeah.
They are the owners of one of the most wonderful names ever for a perfume is Chaminade,
Oh,
the Mornay Company, which is an arpeggio played on the piano, the Chaminade. Isn't that wonderful?
It is. What kind of era? 1940s, 30s?
Earlier than that, I think more like the 20s.
I would guess 20s too, yeah.
Yeah. With that big old tassel on there. That's why I like it. You know, I like tassels. Ah.
It looks rather posh, so I would say, yeah.
That's a good word, posh. Yeah, that's what they were known for, posh.
And this was submitted by Joan Ramirez as her favorite bottle. Good Girl Blush by Carolina Herrera. And she unfortunately couldn't attend. She thought she would try to get on about now. She's a novelist or an author, and she was promoting one of her books. And we tried to find out what book she was promoting. So I don't know. We'll find out. But she submitted this beautiful shoe.
It's a new bottle, but it really is a great figural. And they have gone and done a lot of flankers. Are you familiar with that word in perfumes? They put out their
That
flanker.
is from Carolina Herrera. There are a lot of editions.
That means a
So
flanker.
they
That's
have
what a
about
flanker is.
10 or more editions with the same shape and with different colors.
Yeah.
A
They did so
flanker-
well with it that they're piggybacking on all the publicity they put out for this. And
Yeah.
so there's this shoe, that shoe, and everybody wants all the shoes, right? At least I do.
So a flanker means a foot?
No. Flanker is a marketing term. It means this did so well. Let's put out something that's blue that looks just like it, has a little bit different, this or that. And so the people that love this in pink will also have to have it in blue, right?
I get it.
They know how we operate.
It's like the same thing with Jean Paul Gaultier.
Yes.
With the same bottle, and they have 20 or more or 25 bottles with the same shape, with different colors and different draws.
And now I think they're down to bad girl. They start off with good girl,
Yes.
and now it's bad girl. I don't know. Well,
Fonzo,
bad girl
I
is-
have 120 Gautier bottles that are all different.
Oh.
The same bottle, but all dressed differently.
Yes, I understand.
That's a new collection for you, Shelley.
Yes. 120. I know I have been tempted by these, but yeah, I'm drawing the line.
Apparently, Joan Ramirez writes love stories, and you can buy her books on Amazon.
Ah,
thank you, Lily.
And she has, I know at least once in the past, had a perfume theme.
Oh, really? We got to get that.
Yeah.
Okay, let me write that down. Okay. Joan Ramirez writes romances, and she has one with a perfume theme.
I remember it from years ago.
Yeah.
So
it might even be on our website as being reviewed.
Yeah, well, there's another one that I supplied the data for. What is that? Fiddlesticks. It's got a Salone Palmer written up. That was a murder mystery, though. Well,
okay, maybe I'm confused. Yeah, okay. Wonderful.
Yeah, I think I wrote on that one, but I'm not sure about this other one. I'm pretty sure I haven't hit on Joan yet. We're going to find out, though.
Well, I hope her interview is going well, her promotion.
Yeah.
And then this is me.
Oh, how neat.
Dance card, of course. Here's the dance card. Let's see if you can.
1928.
No, right here. No, not going to show it. There we go. That's the size.
Wow.
And it's social gatherings. You have to have, when you are at a dance, a ball, you have a dance card. This is a later one. This is 1928.
Oh.
They sort of went out of fashion in the early 40s, maybe even a little bit before.
Oh, I have a few from my college days, I hate to say.
I love it. Thank you for saving those.
Oh, I got them.
So this is a cadet ball, and there's a couple of things I want to show you special. This is a raised wings medallion. It doesn't say Army Air Corps, but I think because of all the graphics inside, it has to do with early Air Corps, whether it was Army or whatever branch of the military. And the date is 1928. And as you can see over here, is Friday evening, May 11th, 1928, Eagles Auditorium. So that leads me to believe that it had to do with the early Air Corps, 1928.
Yeah.
So the inside a dance card are written things, at least the commercial ones. And this one shows the Scabbard and Blade, 1 Company, 1st Regiment officers. And then, of course, there are pages of dances listed. And this girl was very popular. Every dance, usually they'll say what the dance is, like whether it's a quadrille or a waltz. This just listed the dances.
Well, I see Kenneth managed to hit it up twice. Maybe he'll.
Yeah. So there are a couple, there are other pages. Yeah, there's other pages.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So this is just showing you a couple. I didn't want to bore you with every piece of paper.
Look at the writing, how the person printed the O's.
They're beautifully written. Look at this H on Herb. It's got
she didn't have her bows fill that in, that's for sure. She filled it in.
Yeah.
And
she sure danced a lot.
And it was in ink. So it was probably a dip pen.
Probably, yeah.
So the other thing inside this wonderful dance card is, okay, remember the dance? The dance was from 1928. So all the graphics in this card are plane related and flying related. And the first one is from 1903, man's first flight with the Wright brothers. That was only 25 years prior to this dance. Think about the dance. That's exciting. Then they have another one for 1924, and this is Round the World Flyers.
Oh, it is the Army Air Corps. You're right. Yeah.
And I think
isn't that what the Navy was called prior to World War II? Army Air Corps?
You should be able to go. Terry, you should be able to go on, do a Google search on the names of the officers that you showed in the first one.
Okay.
And they will, often give a biography, of those, of officers and that. I know I bought, this was years ago, I got a lot of items from this one estate, and I was able to track down all the information about this.
Fabulous.
He was like a brigadier general, and won the Silver Star. I mean, it's unbelievable. And but just do a Google search on their names.
Okay, that's great advice. Thank you. So remember, the dance card is 1928, and this graphic is 1924. They went around the world, the flyers, and look at Commander R.E. Byrd flew over the North Pole only 2 years prior to this dance.
And that's the German plane, right? The Fokker, is that correct? I think.
Yes. Yes.
But how exciting life must have been for these
look at
people.
that. Oh, beautiful.
But in 1927, just the year before this dance, Charles Lindbergh flew from New York to Paris. So now you know what was kind of going on. And these people were involved with the Air Corps. And they got a little Eiffel Tower here. This was in the middle. I'm not sure what it depicts, but it kind of looks like a fight scene.
It's a German plane and it's a French plane, is it not? By the colors?
Maybe.
The tail end.
Yeah, it looks like a French plane on the right.
So I don't know if that was World War I or if there was
it would have to
something
be, yes.
else.
Yeah. It wouldn't be World War II because it's the style of the plane.
But that was incredible.
It's a French plane not shooting down the German plane.
Okay, thank you. Is this a German insignia?
This is German.
Yeah, that's a Swarovski.
The
Iron
It's
Cross.
been hit. It's been
Cross.
hit.
That's the
Iron Cross.
Iron Cross, right,
Yeah,
right, right.
Imperial.
Sorry.
And you
So-
got the French flag behind it.
Yeah.
And it's just so beautiful. It's
And
in
it's
color.
Snoopy and the Red Baron.
Anyway,
Looks like
I
his
wanted to share those things with you. This was the ball, the cadet ball, just after all these wonderful flying
That's something
events
that
happened.
that's something that should be in a an
Museum.
airplane museum.
Terry, where did you find it?
I don't recall. Probably this I might have gotten on eBay years and years
Oh,
ago.
really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't do a
There's
lot
an
of
Air
eBay.
and Space Museum, part of the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
There might be information there that would be helpful.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Inside Washington, D.C., right? I think.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, I thought I would share that with you. It's one of my later ones, but and it's a social event. And of course, our girl, whoever her name was very popular with the cadets.
What was her name? Is her name in there?
No, her name is not.
Oh, bummer.
I know. But there was other printed pages like patrons.
I bet if you ran through all those names and put Mrs. in front of it, you'd come up with her. The one who's mentioned twice or more. Try him.
McPherson.
Yep,
There's
there you go.
it. Oh, well, he was the last dance. So Kevin.
There we go. Mrs. Kevin McPherson. What do you want
So
to
he
bet?
saved the last dance for me, came out of
Woohoo!
dance arts. Also, pencil me in, like
Oh,
for appointments, is also, even though these were in ink, is also came out of the dance card etiquette. So that was my dance card. Anybody else have anything else? Thank you so much, Peggy, for mentioning Google.
Yeah.
All right, and I threw this in only because it's so beautiful. This is an advertisement I own, and this does not depict the beauty of the color of it. I didn't want to take it out of its plastic holder because it's so fragile. It's a magazine ad, and it's just, as you can see up here, it's starting to disintegrate. But I just love this. This is just so beautiful. And obviously it's a Paris scene, and she's going to a party or out to eat. Oh, actually, look, here's the track.
Yeah, she's at the races.
She's
And
at,
he's got a
can you
top
imagine
hat. Look at
dressing
that.
up
He's
for
got the
the
top hat.
races like this?
Well, could be. Ascot, that kind of thing.
I think it's her dance card.
Yeah, it might be her dance. He looks like a waiter, though.
No. That's her bow with a top hat.
No, he's got a hat.
Oh, he's got a hat.
Yeah.
There you
That's her date or whatever.
But look at the lights across the top. They have to be at the racetrack.
Yep.
Got to find the pole.
I don't think there's a racetrack or ever has been a racetrack with the Eiffel Tower that close.
Well, that may be stretching it a bit.
No, those are the horses that probably were on the carriages and they're just resting.
Oh, okay.
Well, we got the story, don't we?
Yeah, we can keep the story going.
So if any of you would like to stay, it sounds like Joy would like to share. Was it Joy who spoke up that wanted to?
Yes.
Well, that's a difference. Wow, look at that. I see several things I would have.
These are all of the
And do have, no doubt.
Well, no, not all of them.
bottles that I've kept
Oh,
of my
look at
mom.
the Lancome ladies.
Yes.
Melisande. Yeah.
And then unfortunately I don't have, this is not lit, the bottom shelves.
There's the Van Teens and the Lubin Snake. Ooh. Ciro, Chevalier de la Nuit. There's several Mary Chess, the Fountain.
And then my son decided he loves the Lucien Lelong. So we kept a bunch of that.
That's a good choice. That's a good choice to keep.
Yes.
And I'm sure some of you might know my mom not only did commercial perfume bottles and minis, but also vanity items. So we have a whole collection of compacts and lipsticks and powder boxes. And I think I'll bring that up to convention as well.
You have a Jolivet bottle there that I think Shirley ought to look at. That's the what are they? The Chinese checkers? No, what is it called?
Mahjong.
Yeah,
Mahjong.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, we also have, if you know anyone, we have a ton of snuff bottles that, unbeknownst to me, my parents had collected. So I have 2 boxes of snuff bottles. Anyway, that's that. And then, you know, I know Mom is not here, but here, I'll hold up.
Oh, how lovely.
You are a perfect image of her. No doubt that she's your mother.
Thank you. And I'm glad to meet many of you. So this was great.
Yeah, your mother was a great person. I enjoyed every minute ever with her. Yeah.
Helen, she never said your name without the words, oh, Helen Farnsworth, who wrote the book.
I know. I tried to convince her. I never wrote a book. It's the funniest thing. But
yeah,
anyway,
right. But in her
funny?
mind, you knew everything. So, like,
well,
you wrote the book.
It's an unpublished book, but
yes,
that's funny. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Yeah,
very nice. Thank you for sharing, Joy. That was great, and I look forward to seeing you in Portland.
Yes, me as well.
Yeah, same here.
Terrific.
So
there's a woman from Texas that collects Mary Chess. I can't think of her name right now.
Anyway, Joy, fabulous. Good seeing all of you. Anybody else want to share anything? Maya, would you like to share a compact? We haven't seen a compact, I don't think.
I would like to see a compact.
Well, since I have this close by, thought I would.
Of course it.
My Victorian.
Love it. Very good.
It's from 1914. So, you know, think of the clothing in Titanic. So it wasn't, you know, real curvy at that point. Things were very slim, and so this is very nice. It has lace across it. It just arrived a couple days ago, so I happen to have it handy. So anyway, this has been lovely, Terry. And if anybody is interested in skirt lifters, you just do skirt lifters, you'll get something you probably don't want. So antique skirt lifters, but I have a few too, Terry, because we've talked about that. So I look forward to sharing that with you.
Hey, thanks so much for joining us for IPBA Day. And go to the website if you have a friend who that isn't a member or a family member and you'd like for them to do some exploring. Today's the day to use the IPBA website. It's open to everyone. There's great articles on liquidating your collection if you need help. Happy IPBA Day. Bye, everyone.